What's going on, everybody? I don't know if you can see or hear me. I'm trying something a little new today. Let me see if I could do this. I am live from the beautiful Marco Island JW Marriott, and just checking. All right. I have no idea if you can hear me. I don't know if you can see me, but because I've got Wi-Fi, I've got multiple cameras, but I thought I'd do this because let me see if I can show you my other camera. See if you can see that. No, you can't. Let's see. You see that? Those of you who know this property can appreciate where I am and what you're looking at. This is room 727 in the old tower closest to the main building. And forgive me, I got some technical I'm pushing the limits here, if you will. But those of you that know that view, this is looking down on the pool area and the new meeting space. You can see if you're looking on the left image, that's the new meeting space right over there. And then on the right side, you're looking at the balcony, looking down the right side of the beach as you see that sunset in the evenings. It's a great spot. What a hotel. What a place to have a meeting. It's just spectacular. And you know, the thing about this property is I don't think it ever was intended to be this mega meeting property. Obviously, no one could have imagined what I'm looking at here in terms of meeting space this close to the beach. But they built it. They shut down the property. They built it. And now here we are. It's open. It's ready for everybody to enjoy. And unfortunately, the flu, showed its ugly head and put a real, stoppage in meetings and events. And so we're here. It's July, and there's an event here. And it's got a meeting component. It's got an educational component. It's got a reception tonight. That'll be interesting. There's an exhibit. There's an exhibit hall. So people are actually doing exhibits. And so I just wanted to share some of what I'm feeling, obviously being in this industry and having grown up in hotels and executed a lot of meetings, both on the hotel side and now on a meeting planner side. And I'm just excited to see people, actually getting here and performing. So the show I'm here for has historically done about 1,000 to 1,200 on peak. So a very large show. And obviously with this pandemic, it's not going to be as big as it's usually been. Of course, they've got a virtual component, and they were hoping maybe we get 450 to come in, and they fought hard for that. And then and they were trending. They were communicating. One of the things I saw this group do was a tremendous communication leading up to the event. Everything that's going on, not only at the hotel, but what they're doing on their end, and then how the hotel's working with them, and what to expect. Because I think a lot of the hesitation for travel, a lot of the hesitation in meetings is the fear, and rightfully so. So anytime you can communicate and keep people abreast of things going on, I think that it's kind of cool. So if you're just joining, that's my view. Looks like the storm is starting to roll in, so you'll start to notice that. So they communicated great. So we were coming. Victoria's got is exhibiting here and has participated in the show. This is the 34th annual show of this kind. So we wanted to show some strength and some commitment to the industry and her business to show up and be here. And we're doing a lot of video and things for her to document our participation and whatnot, to kind of extend the value of being here. But really, these resorts, like this one, are going to be some of the fastest to return in my mind, because if the education session is not as popular, you can go down to the beach, and I think that has an obvious advantage over the Omni Airport or something. So if you're the Omni Airport or the Marriott Airport, you're not going to feel that normal compression in other areas that would give you opportunities, and so you're like the 192 in Orlando when Disney gets fills up on iDrive and the main corridors. Then 192 starts to get activity. These airport hotels, some of these fringe meeting properties are going to probably suffer. Who knows? What do I know? I just think that the reason we're here is it's Marco Island, and otherwise we wouldn't be here. So that's something. So just starting from the top, it's this is the view. So I'm always excited to see the property, the changes it's made, and so we come here almost every year, and so it's the normal amazing arrival, with the exception that I'm used to checking in and having 100,000 cars on the driveway and just mayhem. You can build a behemoth like this and put it on the beach and have all its upside, but one of the downsides is that parking situation and getting in the lobby and getting out on check-in, check-out days. We're not feeling that with COVID because not as many people are here. So we rolled right up to the front drive. It was like the old, Lake Las Vegas on a Tuesday, quiet. And it felt okay being at a beach resort. You're not dodging cars. You're not, exhaust isn't blowing you in the face. We pulled right up, wind's blowing, pulled out, got the kids out, got all our luggage out. And so I know meeting planners don't like to hear that, but from a participant as a leisure guest, I like not having to fight the traffic. But we're in the business of meetings, so we need that traffic, so we won't harp on that too much. But that was the first thing that stuck out at me, was like how smooth it was. I also noticed that staffing levels are interesting. They're going to have to do a real good job with that, and because they need to be careful of what they're spending. So I saw a lot of security acting as, front of the house support, whether it's, standing at the bell stand while others are running around, or I just saw a lot of security, which I guess is good, but security does not take the place of guest services. However, these security people were very guest services oriented, so I congratulate them. What else did I notice? The group was normally 1,000, 1,200 on peak. They hope to get 450 between attendees and exhibitor sponsors. And leading up to the event, they felt good about it. And then about the last 2-3 weeks, with the news and Florida being the epicenter and all this doom and gloom, people just started to question whether this was a good decision. So what we thought would be pre-COVID 1,000, 1,250 turns into a hopeful 450, turns into maybe 200. That was as of noon today. Who knows what the numbers look like? The receptions this evening, we're starting to see a little rain, so we'll see where they're going to put us. Exhibit hall, as you can imagine, much smaller. Everything's social distance, and here's something that I took from it. When you've got an exhibit hall that's jammed with exhibits, you might be able to get away with like your table and some brochures and maybe an iPad. But now that this thing has hit and now you've got less exhibitors, you need to bring the funk. I walked in this exhibit hall, and yeah, we have less people obviously exhibiting for every reason known to man. But the ones that were bringing the same game. And to me, it looked completely ridiculous that you would fight all the negative press, all the risk of catching COVID, and then bring this typical booth. I mean, we need something more. And if you don't have more, probably don't need to exhibit. That was my initial thought. So up your trade show game, okay? And if you're on the fringe about whether to have your event or eliminate the trade show component, I would think about that exhibit component in the short term. Unless your exhibitors are, they bring the funk, as I said, because if you got to have to, because spread out I might walk over there or the other side of the ballroom to see like, some cool virtual reality of something, but or participate in some experience. But I don't think it makes sense to go way over there just to grab your brochure. Maybe I'm wrong, but that was my gut feeling. A lot of this, obviously the plexiglass industry is on fire. Everywhere you go, there's plexiglass, but they want to drive you to this QR code that brings up their menus and their their restaurant hours and all that information. So we're seeing a lot of that throughout the property and really throughout the hospitality industry, whether it's a local restaurant that doesn't want you touching a paper menu, to this hotel who, they took all the in-room materials out, took out all the coffee makers, everything that you can just set on the desk is gone. And it feels good. It doesn't feel as cluttered. It's like checking in with, not fighting the crowds. All that stuff is gone. Minimalistic, feels good. So carrying on here, we saw the general session, or maybe it's just an education center, not necessarily the general session, but I mean, this is like a Zoom call with some participants, and we've got to make sure that this isn't the solution that we're going after here, because I don't think that's going to attract many people when they can just stay home and watch the Zoom. Let's see if I have another image of the exhibit hall here, just to give you an idea. So here's as I was coming into the room. Let's see. This is getting a little tricky here. Let's try a different image. Did I have one of the space or of the exhibit hall? I thought I did. I guess I don't. Let's try this. This is the coffee setup. You don't touch anything, so you don't go get the cup and then touch the spout and then go get your cream. I actually heard a lady say, "Can I do my own cream?" And the guy's like, "No, I do that for you." So they touch everything and they hand it to you. So that was interesting. And then you move over to lunch, and everything's box. It's like box lunch city. I mean, I think these hotels are going to just buy as many boxes as they can, just hand people boxes. Now, I will say the box lunch we had today was not your normal box lunch. I mean, it was beautiful tuna fish. The wrapping was unusual. They were trying not to wrap it. I noticed that. It wasn't, they don't want me to go in this box and open up the thing and have cellophane all wrapped around it. They wanted me to open it and then have it slide it out. And it was nice. There was no cellophane, and it didn't feel like something I would take on the golf course. It was nice. But it's still a box lunch. And I think that's probably the reality for at least the shows that are happening in July, which, many might say that's nutty. What else did I see? Tonight's the reception. So I'll report back on how people are, being served cocktails. I've heard rumors that, that they're serving them in like pre-ordered, like Capri Suns with alcohol. We'll see. I don't know. Maybe they're still serving and you just can't. I mean, if they'll serve me a Jack and Coke, I'll take the Jack and Coke. We'll see. What else? No, it's pretty much it. I'll show you something else that I saw that was pretty cool. Coming from the valet, in hotels. The runner's law. This is fun for all my old valet and bell stand friends. They've got a runner's law here. I love this. Do not let the ramp overflow. That's what I'm talking about. Get those cars off the drive. Let's go. And if you're not present for your turn, you get skipped. Bottom line. I mean, if a car pulls up and you're not here, what do you want us to do? Wait for you? No. If you're not here, we're skipping you. And then respect your guest and respect your team. God, I love it. Now, the final part I'll say here is, I'm not a big fan of outsourcing valet. Okay. I mean, I've been very vocal about that. But if you're going to outsource valet, as they're doing here, at least you can have a runner's law. I mean, it's like, that's what you want. You want a runner's law. So yeah, so we've got here yesterday. We got up early, did some work, set up the exhibit booth, started to see some traffic, albeit very small. The realities of attendance starting to set in for the organizer, for the attendees, for the exhibitors. It's funny, the planner has an opportunity to tell you that we're not picking up, or they can, hold out hope and hope that their exhibitors and their speakers don't fall out. And I think that there's going to be a lot of that where people are holding their pickup numbers close to the vest because they don't want the whole thing to blow up. But that's that. Again, whenever in doubt, you just go back to this view and you just realize that you can see the Lorraine coming in, that, there's other things in life to focus on. And so we've got the girls here, and we're going to go and peek in that reception, do a spin through the exhibit hall, and then take them to dinner here on beautiful Marco Island. So love this industry. Love this property. Love Marriott. Thank you, Marriott, for hooking me up. If you could see this suite, if you know this property, which a lot of you probably do that know me, you come from Marriott, so you've been here a number of times. But the corner suite, rooms on either side. So the girls have their own rooms. We're in the middle with the corner, kind of the home base. Really nice. So anyway, I wanted to jump on live, use the second camera, introduce some pictures, see if I could do it. We did it. We're out of here. Have a nice